What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Road Talk. Here at Road Talk, we will be diving into chapter 1041 of One Piece. And guys, let me tell you right now, I can spend at least like an hour talking about this chapter. I'm going to try my best to put this in at like a 20-minute window because there was a lot of stuff that the great Oda was giving us. But without further ado, I don't want to waste no further time. I would like to get straight into this chapter because it was, once again, jam-packed. And I'm excited to talk about this since the long break that we did have. So, guys, let's go! Chapter 1031 is titled Komurasaki, and I really do not know if that should be why this chapter is defined around, because she did have an important part in this chapter, and I did enjoy it. We will get into that later on, but I just really feel like this chapter should be called Big Things Are Happening, because that's exactly what happened throughout this chapter. Big things was getting developed right in front of our eyes, even in the first panel. We see that Momonosuke is back into the story, and Momonosuke is telling Yamato he had a brief talk with Zunisha, and Zunisha told Momonosuke that, hey, I'm here to help you fight in this war, and which had my mind was swirling around. But before I start talking about that, it was the last little bit of things that Yamato said after that was that was something that Oden predicted, that Momonosuke was going to be to lead the world into a new dawn. And that's when everything in the whole One Piece world was everybody was automatically thinking that Momonosuke was Joy Boy. And I don't believe Momonosuke is Joy Boy, but I do believe he will lead the world into a new dawn, meaning that he will have an act to follow to open up the borders for Wano. And that was something, as the conversation kind of thrown going, that was something that Momonosuke was trying to do. But he was confused about himself because he didn't want to open up the world and then have his home village be attacked by, pirates or whoever it might be to come into his land. So he wanted to be able to protect his land, but he knew that his father wanted the world to be open. And I feel like that's the new dawn, the new era that's coming in once Momonosuke open those borders, and that's when things will start to be a new dawn. And he would have a lead, or he would be a person that would lead that movement. Just like I believe all the Straw Hats will have some type of lead of moving pieces around and for the new dawn to come. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that Zunisha said that, hey, here I am. I'm here to help you fight in this war, which that was one of my things that I was trying to figure out still, is Zunisha managed to continue to walk for a long period of time. And now it seemed like she's starting to have a commands to do other things. And I still want to know why was she banished and how is she not following that same guideline now. And I strongly believe that's something to do with the lineage of Momonosuke and Oden. And that is something that also that involves with Joy Boy as well. I feel like some type of way that it was like a bloodline of the Will of D, that those people were the only people that had the voice of all things, and only certain people could command people, and that Momonosuke was one of the people that Zunisha had to wait on to get freed from her punishment for a long period of time, and that is why she's having freedom up. But I still want to know exactly what she did. Hopefully Oda will give us this in this arc, so we don't have to continue to wait for this. But I'm really excited to learn more about Zunisha, and I want Momonosuke to actually develop that voice of all things as well too, so he can continue to have that conversation with Zunisha. Last two things about Momonosuke, it just really dawned to me. See what I did there? New dawn. But anyways, the last two things about Momonosuke is that I just really realized that he is about 28 years old. He's older than Luffy, the person that he looks up to and who he idolizes and who saved him from all his crucial things that happened to his life. And it's just gonna be a weird dynamic seeing older Momonosuke, but he's still gonna be acting like an 8-year-old, but not the 28-year-old that he's supposed to be. But it's gonna be weird to see that when they actually get him out of his dragon form. And also that this last thing is that the last thing that Momonosuke and Yamato was talking about, the last pages was torn out of Oden's journal, and they were still trying to figure out why they was laughing. Oden and Roger doing a journal because they read that part, but they didn't have the context of why. My quick prediction is just because they knew what was going to come ahead. They knew that their family was going to find a One Piece and that it was going to solve everything. And so they just like, so here's what it is. That's going to be their adventure. And I don't know if everybody noticed this too, but when you see Zunisha, we see those world government ships that's right at Zunisha's feet, and we know what she did to those last ships that she saw up close. That truck is Shrug, so expect in the next couple chapters or whatever when this happened, expect that trunk to be devastated like a call buster, just wiping out all the ships that is coming towards Wano or anything. I just suspect a big just devastation of shipwrecks that's coming up, because Zunisha, I don't know how you stop that. That's like that can y'all name me a person that y'all know would be able to take on that and just obliterate it? I don't know. So Zunisha is about to be a force to be reckoned with. And it's official now. On the next panel, we have Raizo officially being the victor between the Raizo fight versus Fukurokujo. I hope I pronounced that name right. That name always gets me every time. Fukurokujo, whatever you want to call him. But it's claimed that Raizo is the victor of that fight. And also, we can see that what Raizo was also fighting for too. It was that freedom of being your own ninja and be able to choose what side that you want to fight with, even if they're wrong or right. Fukurokujo chose to continue to fight alongside ruler of Wano, and even though knowing that that person was doing some evil stuff in the background, he just chose to because that's what how his honor code worked with. But you know, Raizo, it was saying that, hey, even though that you're a shinobu or a ninja, that you have the right and you have the freedom to choose the way you want to fight. And that's what he was fighting for, and that's what he was solving. The winner of that fight was going to say what was the right way to win or live your life. And the way that Raizo won that fight, he fought for freedom, and that's what all the ninjas in Wano will now have the freedom to choose who they want to serve. Right after, when Raizo was giving a speech about not following somebody blindly into a war or the freedom of a ninja, he then states that after Jinbei finds him, that the preparation was already complete. And that had me thinking, like, honestly, this chapter has been really jam-packed with a lot of things. Like, what preparation is he talking about? Did we miss something? Didn't see like where Denjiro went off to? That was the preparation? Or is this something else that we were missing? Is it another thing that Oda is trying to set up in the near future that these samurais will do something? And I just believe maybe this is quick thought is that some type of way they are already preparing to open up the borders of Wano, and it's already being completed. They just was buying time for whoever needed to do that. So that's going to be interesting to see what Oda is drawing up for us and planning for us in the near future. These next panels, I was irritated because I really passionately do not like Orochi. I don't know why. Most of all the villains in One Piece, I have some type of appreciation for. Even like Crocodile. Crocodile has some like smart business moves to himself, and he would just, you know, he operated in a cool way. Doflamingo, we all know what Doflamingo does. And Nail just being a cool person that he was, showing observation haki. They never really, to me, they really seem like obstacles in the Straw Hat's way. This time with Orochi, every time I see Orochi on the panel, it really just, he really rubs me the wrong way. It's just because he's so like slimy and cowardly, and he is like so prideful of all the things. He's not even an obstacle. He's just a big, That's how he makes me lose words how much I don't like him, and he's just a fictional character. And every time I see him on the panels or pages, he's always doing something to even put that in higher. Komurasaki is going on playing his favorite song right now as we speak, and he's playing his favorite song, and he is not even like trying to be like cool about the situation as she is, or come off in a nice way. He's like, hey, would you stop playing that music? It all pays off towards the end, because as he is getting madder and telling about Kujo, where are you at? I hope you didn't leave me behind. He's mad about that. He's thinking that everybody's out to get him. When you see him and he just still continues to be evilly, it really, once again, rubs me the wrong way. As he is yelling at Komurasaki, big buildings fall on top of him. And once again, that's what happens when you are evil or you do something bad to people. Like bad things will come back. Karma is a thing, and it comes back and gets you. And that's when boulders start falling on Orochi, and then he's trapped. But at the same time, I was like, oh, he gonna be fine because he's gonna be able to transform or whatever. But then things got a little bit better for her. Hiyori handled herself doing all of that. Was when the rocks was falling, she just kept her cool. She kept on playing her thing like it's gonna pay off. Like she's starting to see that horizon, that new dawn that's coming up, and she just kept on playing it and let everything fall into place. She was just playing. He was playing checkers. She was playing chess. She put you in check, and just really checkmate. And it was starting to just all. As she was playing her song, it just seemed like she was just cool, calm, and collected, and she had a plan, and she nailed it to the big payoff. Even more karma came back to Orochi. And that's when Komurasaki starts to reveal it all. Everything was pinned down on Orochi. It was perfect time for Komurasaki to talk about the reason why he cannot transform, since she put the sea stone nails into him. And Hiyori starts to drop it all. Hiyori was like, that was the same song my father once loved, the Princess of the Moon. I am, basically she was telling Orochi she is Hiyori, Odin's daughter. And that's when Orochi started to get this ghostly look in his face, like he knew it was game over for him. He was about to meet his due. And then she continued on, like, how could I ever love you? Like, how could I ever love you, the person that killed my father? And at the same time, I had to play this song for you. And I believe that is the reason why she has the mask over her face, is to cover from the tears maybe she's crying, or the anger that's in her eyes at those times that she was forcefully had to play that song for Orochi. I feel like it's something else that's probably hiding behind that too. Maybe Hiyori does have some type of power as well too, because we still don't know exactly how all the samurais completely got healed that quickly over that short period of time. So what's actually going to happen with Hiyori, or does she have something else that she has in her bag? So it was rightfully due that that Kurosaki, aka Hiyori, had her time to actually vent this all out to Orochi, and I hope she finished it off in the near future. Something that kind of shocked me when we had the next panels was Izo was able to defeat a CP0 agent and very badly wound another CP0 agent, in which we have names for the context of those characters. But I'm just really shocked that the CP0 agents, fully healthy, did not fight really anybody other than Drake, and they look like they completely just devastated Drake in the pool at that one thing. So I didn't feel like that was competition. But here comes Izo, badly wounded, and he managed to defeat just one of them, and it just really shocked me, since he is a 16th commander, was a 16th commander of the Whitebeard Pirates, so he was kind of all the way down the list. And I would expect that Drake and the pool being, the worst part of the worst generation supernovas, that they would probably be stronger than Izo, especially since Drake has its own devil fruit and they have crazy stamina, endurance, and can go for a long period of time. How he didn't live up to everything that Izo just really did. Izo showed that, I guess, Whitebeard commanders are no joke at all, and they're able to manage to take out one of the CP0 agents. And then also, speaking of Drake, we do see Drake is not really actually finished either. He's looked like he's badly wounded, and I do have a prediction of what he's actually going to do. But first, the CP0 agent, after he sees that Izo is defeated, having a stalemate with his other partner, it was stated that CP0 agent had a phone call, and the phone call was saying, "Hey, we need you to get rid of Luffy pronto. Get everything else. Get Nico Robin. Get rid of Luffy." And that has to be definitely about Luffy's devil fruit. It's game on with Luffy devil fruit. What is Oda trying to tell us with Luffy devil fruit? Is Luffy devil fruit like an ancient weapon or something? Because at this point, why would the world government tell them get rid of that right now? Like you need to go up there with Kaido up there and Luffy up there and kill Luffy. Like, that's just crazy right now. And even the dude is saying, like, you want me to go up there to fight with them alongside them when I barely can manage with Izo? like let's think about that. That's how serious this is at the moment. And I feel like when Odin was fighting Kaido and the person came up and distracted Odin and said, "I capture your son," and that's when Kaido gave him the final blow. I feel like this is going to happen to Luffy, and this is what I predicted about Drake, that Drake will, right before when Luffy drops his guard down, Drake will probably have something or block something enough for Luffy to be able to continue to fight and tell him everything is okay. I feel like Drake will, some type of way, help out Luffy in some type of fashion. And I feel like that's what's going to happen, because I just don't see Luffy being defeated by Kaido. I feel like Luffy will come on top, and I feel like Luffy will show that he did surpass in some type of way, or did everything that Odin didn't do at that time. So I think it's going to all pay off pretty soon. And we get a recap of what everything's going on the Onishigima floating island. Everything is still continuously to burn down at the moment. We have an update on Kiku and Kinemon. Kiku and Kinemon are still fighting for their lives. They're trying to get somewhere safe so they can recover. We also do have Frankie actually found Zolo. I'm gonna start saying Zolo now because that's the way everybody writes it, but I just love Zoro, but I'm gonna start saying Zolo. But they found Zolo. He looked like he's unconscious, and it looks like he's clinging on for life as well. And then we also have two very interesting things that I found, that Nami still has Zeus, and Zeus is a part of Big Mom. That's part of her soul and everything. So why is he still working around? I mean, it has to mean that Big Mom is actually probably just knocked out, not dead. And why she's not dead, that's why Nami still has Zeus. And Zeus is still saying that, hey, I'm still gonna ride with you, Nami. You already know I got you. I ain't messing up no more. Then the last interesting thing I'll have is that Marco is just laying on the ground, not doing nothing once again. I would expect Marco was flying around saving people, or would have been one of the people that saved Zolo. And I feel like Marco should have one more thing that he should do at this war. I just feel like he did help them out with King and Queen at one part of the story, but I feel like he got to do one more thing. Just do something else that, shows the factor that you are doing something Whitebeard told you to do, that's to protect Luffy. We get the build up between Luffy and Kaido, and it was just tremors after tremors that Law and Kid was watching while they was laying down on the ground. They were so tired and depleted from their fight with Big Mom. They saw rocks flying and they was like, I don't even have energy to dodge any of this. I was just gonna land right here. And even if Kaido comes down here, I don't have enough energy to pick up and fight him at all. I'm completely done. So hopefully everything works out. Hopefully I get saved from these rocks that's falling real close to me. Hopefully everything will work out. So it's done with Kid and Law. They wasted all their energy fighting Big Mom. Not wasted, they used all their energy fighting Big Mom. So I think they are officially done, and no more importance of the story. Unless Law uses his special power that Doflamingo wanted him to use on him so he could be immortal. Unless Luffy is going to die, and then Law It's saying, hey, here we go. I'm gonna just use this special power so you can live forever, and I will sacrifice myself for you. But I don't believe Law will do that because he wants to see what the true meaning of the will of D is. Then we get to see Luffy and Kaido. Kaido and Luffy are up there on top of the ownership game, like I said, going round for round, and Kaido is now starting to get a flashback. Luffy, when Luffy hits you in the flashback, I think that's foreshadowing that you about to lose, because that's when you start thinking about this past. And what we got out of Kaido's little bit of flashback, his quick little flashback, and I think Oda is really trying to just mess with us, because he knows that we really want this flashback of the backstory between Kaido, Big Mom, and the Rocks. We want to know all this, but he just give us a little samples here and there. I'm like, come on, man, just give me the full meal. Let me just digest it and just let me sit on that. But anyways, that we see that little flashback that Kaido was showing us is that when he was first 15 years old and he just officially joined the Rocks pirate crew, that his mentor, his person that came up to him and guided him on that adventure was Big Mom. We can see that Big Mom, when she first met Kaido, when Kaido was 15 years old, it was telling Kaido, hey, do not trust your whatever you have with Rock. He's a scoundrel. You can trust in me with all your problems, and she was going to help him out with that. And I could see a developing relationship between them on why they cared so much for each other. I believe they truly did have each other's back. They was true friends at that moment. I believe as things got more serious later on in their years together, I felt like they all had their different ways they wanted to go. Or maybe Kaido at that time was being very prideful and wanted to be his own man, and he wanted to do things his way, so he left. And then Big Mom, being Big Mom, and wanted her utopia of all her people, she wanted her things her way. So they just steered off their past. But if they would have really teamed up together, they would have just completed a lot of stuff early on in the years. When Roger and Rayleigh teamed up together, I feel like that could have been the relationship of Big Mom and Kaido if they really would have venture out and look through that. But they did it. But anyways, we can still see that Kaido was probably even thinking about that. When you're in that drunken state, how you see it on TV or wherever you see it at, those people start to realize when they're in a drunk sad state, I wish I would have did such and such, and then all drunk and sober. And that's exactly what Kaido was doing on this chapter. Kaido was just completely drunk. He was like, just when we teamed up and we were supposed to go get the One Piece together, boo, 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 boo. We were supposed to make our dreams come true. And that's when Luffy went crazy. When those anime characters or the MC characters in the anime go to that next level, when you're scared for the opponent, they're about to go crazy. When they just that dark feeling kind of remind me of when Gon lost his stuff, his mind, when he learned that his friend wasn't coming back, and it just had that dark, ominous look to him. And we see that right now with Luffy. Luffy is in gear 4 Snake Man, and he's blitzing Kaido left and right. Kaido at this moment can't even see where the punches are coming from. And then Luffy drops us off with this perfect gem to Kaido and right in front of his face. He was like, your ambitions mean nothing to me. After all what you did and having all these people starve here just to get your dreams accomplished. And Luffy does not like that whatsoever, and that was a perfect gem. That's so Luffy. And Luffy is going to go all out. He even states this in this chapter, saying he's going to knock him out of Wano no matter what it takes. And also the last thing, which kind of, I don't know how Oda is going to play with this. It's just a lot of things, especially from the last chapters that we had with Kid and Law talking about, this is my last attack, this is my last move, I can't do no more. And then next thing you know, they did 10 other moves. And Luffy says, this is my final gear 4. I'm not stopping until I run completely out of strength. So that could be taken a lot of different ways. The final gear 4 that can mean that was it for Gear 4, and he can go into Gear 5, maybe an awakening. Who knows what that could possibly be. But he says he's not going to stop until he's ran out of strength. So that could be taken in a lot of ways. I think that's a lot of wordplay that Oda is doing right there.
Oda is like
trying to trick you into believing that Luffy is going to be trying to fight his all in Gear 4 Snake Man. And then once it looks like he's done, I'm going to trick you once again. And I'm going to show you that, hey, Gear 5 Awakening mode. And then I was going to shock you. So I feel like that's how he's going to play it. And I just want this fight to be great. I just want to see Luffy do something that's like Kamehameha, call back to Dragon Ball Z, something just cold. And I feel like Oda will definitely deliver that for us in the next coming chapters. Guys, I do hope you did enjoy this chapter like I did, and this breakdown that I did for you. It was a solid. I gave this chapter a 9 out of 10 just because it was so great. It's so much juicy information, and I tried my best to keep this under at least like an hour. I hope I did a good job for you. I hope that everybody could take some time out to watch this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and like and subscribe to the channel. And it really does mean a lot, all the love and support I get out there in the world of YouTube, and it keeps me going. I'm seeing my views go up a lot lately, so I just hope it continues to go up as well. Until the next time, everybody, hope you guys all have a safe, blessed day. Once again, till next time, peace.